It is just about 8 o'clock here in Prague, and we are going to head out. So today's goal is going to be prioritizing the east side of Charles Bridge. And there's kind of three things that I want to get done there. I want to go to Strahov Monastery, I want to go to Prague Castle, of course, and I'm going to use the Charles Bridge to get there. Of course, I'll go to other places along the way, like the Lennon Wall. I don't know too much about what's going on there, but I mean, a lot of people say to see it, so I'm going to go there. And we'll see what happens. Right now I'm walking along the Vltava River, and this is like the main river in Prague. I mean, this is the river in Prague. This is the river on which the Charles Bridge actually sits. The Vltava River, I don't believe it means anything in Czech, but actually in Celtic it means wild waters, because this river is super prone to flooding, and throughout history we'll find out that it causes massive destruction of these bridges. Charles Bridge. We've arrived. Made it, and there's very few crowds here. Here, I'll show you. Along the bridge, you'll notice that there are quite a few different statues here, but there's one statue in particular that's pretty famous. It's a statue of Saint John Nepomuk. Apparently he's like a patron saint of the Czech people. Specifically, there's like a little relief on it that a lot of people touch the dog. There's a dog in the relief. The rest of the relief is pretty, succumbed to age, but that dog is still bright and shiny golden. We'll see if we can find it. And here he is, St. John. Okay, go in and touch it. Who's a good boy? So a little history about the bridge. So the bridge was built by Charles IV in 1403. It finished in 1403, but it took like 50 years to build. But this is actually not the first bridge that connected Prague. There actually was a wooden bridge and then another stone bridge called Judith Bridge. Both were destroyed by floods by the Vltava River. And then Charles IV built the Charles Bridge. And it's been damaged by the flood, but it hasn't been destroyed yet. So it's remarkably well built, and a lot of key history has happened here on this bridge. So hopefully it stands the test of time. Lennon Wall should be somewhere close by. Okay, currently walking away from the Lennon Wall, and I can say without a doubt that it is not my cup of tea. I personally probably wouldn't go again, and I don't think I'd recommend it, so take it as you will. Not too busy though, surprisingly. These steps are killing me. I am not in my prime. and we've made it. We're in the Prague Castle complex right now and about to go in and see what this is about. Went past security, it was a breeze, and now we gotta get a ticket. So I just got my 2 tickets. One is the entire circuit, the other specifically for the South Tower. Both of them cost me around 400 Czech crowns, not that much. However, South Tower only opens at 10 today, so I gotta wait a little bit. And the cathedrals actually only open at 12 because they have services going on. But in the meantime, they do offer an audio tour, so should take it. And the South Tower only opens in like less than 30 minutes. So not too long of a wait. So Prague Castle was most likely built around 880 AD. At least it started being built then. It's actually the largest castle complex in the world. For about 1,000 years, the Bohemian kings used to rule from this seat. And so this is where the center of power was for the Czech people. So arguably the most important part of the Prague Castle complex is right behind me, the St. Vitus Cathedral. The interesting thing about this cathedral is that St. Wenceslas is buried here. And the fun fact about St. Wenceslas is he has a crown. And that crown, for about 1,000 years, was used to coronate Bohemian kings. And legend has it that if a non-rightful, non-Bohemian king puts on that crown, they'll die a violent death within the year. So don't wear the crown, even if you have the chance. Don't do it, just in case. So we're gonna try and climb the South Tower. Should be a bird's eye view of Prague. There's something like 200 plus steps though, so might take some time. Oh my god, this is worse than the steps going up to the castle. You can hear the huffing and puffing behind me too. So it's not just me. Okay. And that's what you climb up for. So this is the view from the top of St. Vitus Cathedral. Wow. Beginning my trip down. There's essentially 5 different exhibitions I can go to. I've already done, and then one non-exhibition. It's like the South Tower. I've done the South Tower now. The cathedral is actually closed until 12 for the services. So I'm going to head over to number 1. Okay, first stop, Stary Královský Palace. Actually, the old royal palace. So this is the old royal palace. And what would happen here is that Bohemian kings who were just coronated, literally right across in St. Vitus Cathedral, would come here and have a feast. This is where you'd celebrate. Over there is where you do the religious ceremony to be officially crowned king. Okay, never mind. You gotta get a separate ticket for number 2. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. So, number 3, off we go. The Basilica of St. George. The first saint of Bohemia, Saint Ludmila, is buried here. And she is actually the grandmother of Saint Wenceslas. I have one more stop for my ticket. Golden Lake, number 5. And then I have to go back to St. Vitus Cathedral. It opens in 20 minutes, so I think the timing will work out. Golden Lake. It's actually housing for generally just regular folk. Last one, St. Vitus Cathedral. Super long line to get in, so maybe come here early. Let me just look at the stained glass windows. Like, the artistry in this cathedral is incredible. The remains of St. Wenceslas. Prague Castle is done, for the most part. I missed a few things because I didn't buy the ticket, but it is what it is. Now I'm off to Strahov Monastery. I have finally arrived at the Strahov Monastery. Let's go in. Strahov Library. The Strahov Monastery was the center of knowledge for Prague during the Age of Enlightenment. And this was a time when knowledge was pretty much controlled by the church. So the fact that this monastery is really adept at natural history is just amazing to me. If you pay attention to some of the paintings on the walls in the library, you'll notice how it's a mix of like science, but also very theological. Like, the paintings remind you of something that you would see in a cathedral. And that's it for today. Strahov, Charles Bridge, Prague Castle. So gonna go home now. Leave from the back entrance because this view is gorgeous. Also, that looks like a lot of fun. Before I go home, gotta finish off the day with some good old-fashioned Czech food. Thanks all for watching, and I'll see you next time.